That's what my formation looked like when I was a young platoon leader, and I know that's what your formation looks like. And that's our only expectation, is that we set the standard and we meet the standard. We train as we fight, and we cultivate the warrior ethos in everything that we do as we train and prepare. We will be prepared. So we're doing three key things. We're restoring the warrior ethos. And we've seen that response in the recruiting numbers in just the first few months since President Trump took office. Record-breaking numbers of young Americans just like you going to their recruiting office saying, sign me up, I want to be a part of that. And that's a reflection of the president's leadership. We're also committed to rebuilding the military. You will have the most lethal, capable platforms on earth to close with and destroy the enemy. That's a promise we have to make to you. That's a fight we engage in Washington, D.C., is to make sure any fight you're in is never a fair fight. We're not sending our men and women home in body bags. If we have to fight, we're sending the other guy home in body bags. We are in the business of warfighting. No other business. Don't get us confused with other professions. You are warfighters on behalf of our nation. And we're going to make sure you have a military built and prepared for that fight. In fact, I was in the Oval Office with the president just a week ago when he announced the new sixth-generation fighter, the F-47. It'll be the most lethal, the most stealth, have the longest range of any U.S. fighter jet any fighter jet the world has ever seen. So at the biggest, most strategic level, we're making those investments. But also inside your formations, our job is to make sure, from ships to planes to rifles, you have what you need, and we're doing that with a generational investment. Warrior ethos, we're rebuilding our military, and we are re-establishing deterrence. Unfortunately, for far too long, America did not look as strong as we should. We sent the wrong signals to both our enemies and our allies. So when President Trump took office, he said, that ends now. Our word means something, and that starts now. It started where? On our home front. Like you, I spent 2 decades fighting wars a long way away, defending other people's borders. And President Trump said, we're first and foremost going to secure our border. Border security is national security. And that's why the DOD snapped to right away to ensure we're prepared to lock down and get 100% operational control of our border. The American people deserve the safety and security of knowing who's entering our country and ensuring we understand where they're coming from. We welcome people coming to America. We want them coming legally. Otherwise, as the president has said, the border is closed to anyone who seeks another way of entering our country, because we need to know who's in our country. That's central in a dangerous world with adversaries who'd like to find a different way in. But reestablishing deterrence also means, I don't know, if you're going to shoot at our ships in the Middle East, we're not just going to take it and take another route. We're going to say that's unacceptable. Freedom of navigation is a core national interest. And we're going to ensure that you pay for shooting at our warships or our commercial ships. And we're going to reopen freedom of navigation. That's what's happening right now in CENTCOM with the leadership of courageous military leaders and folks just like you. Reestablishing deterrence. But nowhere is it more significant than right out here in the Indo-Pacific, where you are at the tip of the spear. You are at the front of the formation. I don't have to tell you that. You know that. You're living in history. You're living in reality. You're living in a dangerous neighborhood. You are America's power projection platform. The American people rely on you. I rely on you. Admiral Paparo relies on you. The Commander-in-Chief relies on you as you step forward and say, we're not here to start war, but we're going to be strong so that we are able to deter war. My first platoon motto ever was, those who long for peace must prepare for war. We don't seek war. We don't seek confrontation. But by being strong, our belief is that we will deter it. And our allies in this neighborhood see the encroachment of Communist China with very different intentions. And again, we hope to have a peaceful relationship with them. But we also stand with our allies to defend against that encroachment and defend American interests. This group very much at the front lines understands that each and every day. And our vow to you in the Pentagon is to share the urgency that you have to be prepared for a fight should that day ever come. But you know you have a president, a commander-in-chief, a president who has no desire to start new wars or nation build or be an interventionist. It's truly a belief in peace through strength. A strong America deters conflict. American leadership ensures the free world is protected to advance American interests and the interests of our allies. You know, I've spent some time overseas like so many of you have, like you are right now, and I tried really hard when I was overseas and elsewhere to get as far away from the flagpole as possible. Well, now it seems I am the flagpole. But my job is to understand where you sit, to understand what's going through your mind, what you're thinking about, anticipating, what you need to train, to prepare, to have the guidance necessary for a future fight. And I can promise you with each and every day, the staff that's here with me, those in Washington, are committed to having your back. It was beautiful to fly in, sat up in the front with the cockpit with the pilots, watch us descend on this island, realizing that it's an enclave of American power. And I'm going to get a chance to tour it today and see what you all do. But it brought me back to World War II to close. Because my grandfather, on my mom's side, on my dad's side, my grandfather was a corporal in the Army. He was a tanker in Germany post-war. On my mom's side, Grandpa Milton, a man I never met, he died before I was born, was an ensign, a Navy ensign, right here in Guam, 1945 to 1946. In fact, he ran the commissary. He made sure people were taken care of. He did his job. He played his role. He came from a small town, Wanamingo, Minnesota, of 300 people. Blink and you miss it. And he had 3 other brothers that went to the war with him. Like I said, I never met him. He was on his way. He traveled from Norfolk through the Panama Canal out to Hawaii and then to Guam. And during his transit, the war ended with Japan. He came to Guam after the war was over. But it's a recognition of the legacy of Americans who have held the line out here along with our allies. Milt Haugen could have been sitting in a seat just like this. And he would be proud to look out at the men and women in this formation who carry on that legacy. So I don't come here with some complicated, sexy, strategic message. Our message is we're getting back to basics. We're going to do what we do best. We're going to push the decisions out to the commanders. We're going to untie the hands of warfighters. We're going to close with and destroy the enemy. We're going to train as we fight. We're going to do what warriors do. Full stop, end of story. This is not a social experiment. We're not here to pontificate with studies about climate change. We're here to deter our enemies and if necessary, defeat them decisively on the battlefield. That's it. And in the process, the President has your back, and I have your back. So it is an honor to be here. Thank you for what you do, and Godspeed to all our great warriors. Thank you very much.